Right, it's been a while since the last video, and I do want to quickly take this moment at the start of the video to apologize for the fact that there was such a big gap between my last upload and this one. I had quite a bit of stuff going on in my private life, high school, driving school, a little bit of laziness, and a little bit of illness for the past few days, so hence why there was a bit of a gap between my last video and this one right now. But from this point onwards, the one video per week schedule should be back to normal as per. But whilst we are here, me trying to get back into the normal rhythm, I thought I wanted to take this moment to give, let's say, like an update to my current, uploading, all that stuff, a current update on my current situation, how things are going to move forward and all that stuff. And in recent days, I have faced a little bit of a dilemma in terms of what direction I want to go in the future, and I kind of want to share with you guys and see what you think. Since I started uploading videos seriously and regularly seriously earlier this year, I mainly focused, as you might have seen, on rallying stuff, both in terms of real life stuff and also gaming. And initially early on, I was thinking that that could be the direction I would go in, real life rallying and also gaming rallying, but a 50-50 split of real life and gaming. But recently, I have been looking into other areas of the motorsport racing content community, and I've had some interest, and I'm now facing a bit of a dilemma, and that is regarding in what direction I should go for the future, specifically heading into 2026 and beyond. Now, as I just mentioned, for the past year or so, well, less than a year actually, I've been mainly focusing on rallying content, both real life and gaming. And although for this year, rallying has been pretty much the main bit of content I've been doing on this channel, aside from a few shorts on karting, rallying is not the only motorsport I've watched. In fact, rallying is probably one of the newest motorsports that was added to my viewership, let's say. I have an equally amount of respect for other motorsports out in the world, Formula 1, sports car racing, all that stuff. And as my interest for those other areas have grown, I have slowly started to think about, what direction I should go with. Should I stick with rallying only, or should I potentially expand into other areas and become sort of a general motorsport or sim racer content kind of guy? And that is another part of the dilemma that I was facing, the first one being, should I stick to rallying only, or should I expand into other motorsports? And the other thing is whether I should do the same, 50-50 between IRL and gaming, or should I maybe put more focus on the gaming side? Because alongside the interest in other motorsports in terms of watching the real life stuff, there have been a lot of sim racing games coming out or being announced in the last few years that I have, again, like the real life motorsports, had a lot of interest in. And as I got interest for those, I have gotten a lot of ideas in my head about potential content ideas I could do, both in terms of, shorts, TikToks, YouTube shorts, all that stuff, and slightly longer content. And during the past few days or weeks or so, I have had quite a few situations where my brain was kind of splitting in half. One half wanted to, try something new, try maybe uploading some other type of motorsport gaming or real life motorsport content. But the other half of me kind of also wanted to, stick to the rallying only theme, since that was the theme I was going with for the past few months. And the same thing happened with the whole 50-50 split between real life and gaming. Part of me wanted to keep with that theme of, half my content being real life, half the content being gaming. The other half of me wanted to try maybe put more emphasis on the gaming side. And as I mentioned early on for a brief moment in the video, I also do some karting. I upload the occasional TikToks or YouTube shorts about me doing some karting, and I'm interested in maybe potentially one day doing longer content on those. And this is where you guys can try to get involved and try to maybe help me out. So in the comments down below, I want you to give me like suggestions or questions or whatever, how I should continue and in what direction I should go with my content. Should I stick with the rallying only thing, or should I maybe try to branch out into other motorsports? And also, should I maybe try to put more emphasis on the gaming bit, or maybe should I keep that 50-50 split between real life and gaming? Me personally, it's kind of maybe more facing towards the gaming only thing, but you guys can give me some suggestions on how I should move forward. Now, if I were to make changes, then there are two things to note. Firstly, this would really only come into effect in 2026, as I do plan to continue the rallying only stuff for at least until the end of the year. And secondly, my options in terms of what games I could play will be limited, since for the time being, I am currently on Xbox. So even if I do expand it to other motorsports, there will be some limitations of what games I could play. But seeing as some of the new games that are recently coming out are going to be also coming on console, there could be some good options still either way. But that'll do it for today. I just wanted to make this short video and give you guys an update on my current situation, and do let me know in the comments down below what direction I should go with in the future heading into 2026 and beyond. And if you do enjoy this video and you do enjoy the content that I put out there, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well, and also make sure to follow me on all my other social media profiles. I do have a video in the pipeline for next week, so make sure to be tuned in for that. And as you're watching this, I am probably already on the plane, or I am already starting my 1 week holiday in Spain. So but that video for next week is still going to be uploaded, so I will be uploading that. So until next time, goodbye.